Today we are joined by Angelina Mirabito. Angelina is an Italian-Australian abstract artist based in Melbourne who believes that the presence of art can make a positive difference and transform the way we can experience public and private spaces. Welcome, Angelina.
Thank you.
Just wondering, how did you start your art?
It actually started with the recovery from a functional seizure where my mind-body connection was highly compromised. And at that time, I didn't have the capacity to use a paintbrush and coordinate with a small canvas. And a way that we worked around it, because I did respond to colour and I was really emotional. I found it hard to talk, but I would cry a lot. And just a part of the rehabilitation process ended up being working with bigger canvases and palette knives. And I just kind of never stopped. And the better, because I kept getting better. And I have a background in writing, but I kind of lost my capacity to read and write and be coherent and articulate. But it was like I could communicate through colour and these palette knives in a way that I don't know, I just have not stopped.
Can you tell us a little bit about your creative process? I know that you're a fairly prolific artist, so I know that there's a lot of emotion and expression in your daily life. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so it's definitely, my process is emotion-based, and the emotion or state I'm in will often have a high resonance with a particular colour which I'll work with, or particular combinations of colours. And it's actually, the process is probably most likened to the action artist. It's in the moment. It's not pre-planned or controlled or precise. I just let me be who I am in the moment and the painting be what it is in the moment, and there's always that thing, it might not work, but it is actually the process that I love about the art. So it's kind of like the way that it is. And I am really aware that a lot of other artists' processes are very, very different. But yeah, that's what works for me.
Yeah, touching on that actually with your process, how does your painting in general represent your disability experience?
Because it's in the moment, I think it's a direct... So with that functional seizure, I lost everything. I couldn't even move for a while. My background, as I said, was in the reading and the writing. I couldn't read or write like I used to. So from one minute to the next, my entire life changed. For a while, I couldn't really get to the bathroom even on my own. People would talk, I wouldn't understand. So I lost everything, and I didn't know that everything I was trying to do to recover, I'd regain all the capacities that I had. My short-term memory's not really recovered 100% since, and quite a few other things are not. But I've been able to recover in a way that I didn't, had no idea I would achieve. But I could have another significant functional seizure at any point and lose what I have now. So with the disability, it's like, take the moment for what it is, and that's what I do when I make art. It might be, I might not have the next moment. So yeah, it's how it really comes in.
In what ways are you hoping that your art might impact other people who have similar life experiences?
I really hope, because the functional seizures come from complex post-traumatic stress disorder, and that has a myriad of other conditions. So there's several, but at the heart of it, it's complex post-traumatic stress disorder. And in that state and trauma, it can take you outside of words and in very primal states and very emotional states where it's very hard to explain yourself and communicate. But my hope is that in a way, that art, which is without words and just colour and emotion and movement, that there can be a recognition or a sense of connection or not aloneness, and a way of communicating without words when we can't use them, and something becomes visible in a way, like that invisible disability is invisible. So it kind of, it's really hard to explain what I'm trying to say, but something in that way, I hope it does that.
In sharing your story, someone else might see their own story, do you think?
Correct. Even if we can't use words to share that story, but just like a human recognition or an experience in the presence of art, even whether it be my own or other people's art, I just think that there's such a power, a potential power in that I find, I experience, and I hope others do too.
Fantastic. And if people want to look more into your art, Angelina, where can they find you?
You can find me at angelinamirabito.art, and I have an Instagram account which is Angelina Mirabito Artist, and on TikTok as well, it's Angelina Mirabito Artist.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.